What up? So, I'm sure you've seen this word aura everywhere. Social media, everybody's talking about negative 1,000 aura, plus 1,000,000 aura. But what does it mean? Aura essentially is energy. So it's the energy you emit. We all emit energy. And I really wanted to talk about this because while it's kind of taken as a joke topic and aura is kind of being used for content and because it's trendy, the essence of it is actually really important, especially if you're a man. Aura can take you to new heights. It can get doors to open that you couldn't have even imagined. It's an incredible concept to really think about and to master and to grow in your aura. We live in an energetic world. Every single thing around us, every living thing, the plants, the trees, even electronics and all that emit energy and frequencies and waves. And us ourselves have an energy that we give out to that people can absolutely feel, and it's invisible. But if you can master your aura, if you can increase it, if you can strengthen it, it can get to a level to where people can almost see your aura when you walk into a room, when they talk to you, they can feel it. It changes their energy. And if you do want to be someone who can walk into a room extremely confident, sure of yourself, impact and influence other people, this video is for you. And it's going to be talking about what I've learned in my adult life with aura and energy and just building my confidence overall, and just some tips that I can give you to do the same, especially if you're in your teens or early 20s and you're really just trying to change your life. Starting with your aura and having that as your main focus can be, pretty useful. Now, it's not the only thing, but if we just want to make this video very simplified and make it like a one goal to do, which is to enhance your aura, well, here's the tips. First tip in enhancing your aura and just becoming the person you are striving to be is to focus on your physique. Outward change is something that can actually start some inward change, and I haven't seen anything transform my confidence the way that my fitness has, my health and fitness. So just getting jacked, getting in shape, working out, seeing new muscles appear and showing and proving to yourself that you will see results with hard work over time. There's no better feeling knowing that you put the calluses on your hand, you lifted the weights, you showed up to the gym every single day, you ate the healthy foods, and because you did these things very consistently, you proved to yourself that you can do anything. That's one of the things I love the most about fitness, honestly, is just the fact that you're proving to yourself you can do something hard for a long period of time. So if you're sitting here and you haven't gone to the gym for more than a few months in a row, or you keep giving up, or you get in that cycle of like, eat healthy, then you break the cycle and go and get fast food and you binge and you get back into your bad habits and then you give up on everything, I just want to speak directly to you because you can absolutely break that cycle. Every negative habit takes a very long time to form, just like every positive habit. So all you're doing is replacing a negative one with a positive one. You are slowly but surely doing things at a small pace. I like to talk about it as like getting 1% better every single day. And this is in fitness, and this is every aspect of your life. This is business, this is making money, this is making friendships, this is getting girls, it's everything. You need to just get 1% better at whatever skill or focus that you're focused on that day. So let's just use fitness for example. 1% better just means showing up to the gym, getting some reps in, getting your workout done, even if you didn't feel like it. Maybe you didn't even know what you were doing, but it's something that you need to just show up for. That's 1%, and that's like nothing, right? That's all that's doing is driving and showing up to the gym. Another example of 1% better is maybe you didn't have the best meal ever, but it was well balanced with protein. Maybe it had like fries and all these things that might not be considered super healthy for you, but maybe it had an 8-ounce ground beef patty. That's a good amount of protein right there. So you got 1% better. You're teaching yourself how to eat healthier slowly. So I really think this is the way for anybody to learn any skill, is just to focus on getting a little bit better one step at a time, not worried about hitting the home run. You're hitting singles over and over and over. Remember, singles equal runs if you do a lot of them. So if you're doing bunts and singles and doubles, they stack up. Not every single swing has to be a home run. You don't need to knock it out of the park and get to your end goal. You just need to stack up little wins over time. So that's the 1% better mentality. It's something I live by. It's something that I have literally in my YouTube bio. You can see it on my YouTube banner. I really believe that it's changed my life as a man and as a human being to get better in every single thing and area of my life. So if you just focus on getting those little incremental changes each day, it compounds. It's the compound interest effect. You are stacking up things and they start to multiply. And I like to talk about this thing called a quantum leap, where think about a graph, right? And you are going straight and just doing the same routine every single day. You're doing the right habits, but you're not seeing changes each and every day. And you look like you're going straight on a graph, like this is your progress. And right before you give up and right before you're like, oh, this isn't working anymore, there's going to be a point where you hit a quantum leap, where all these habits that you've stacked up day to day for the last months or years or however long will catapult you up and to a whole nother level of life. And that's the quantum leap theory, is that the graph doesn't always look like you're progressing upwards. It's going to be some valleys here and there. It's going to be maybe flatlining, but that doesn't mean if you aren't doing the right things every single day that you're not going to have a quantum leap coming up. You are going to. And I've seen it in my own life. I've seen it in amazing people that I look up to, like Bob Proctor, who I learned the quantum leap from. Definitely read Bob Proctor's books. He's an amazing mind. Rest in peace to him. All right, tip 2 for enhancing your aura. You need to immerse yourself in uncomfortable situations almost every single day, like as often as you can. And by uncomfortable, let me give you an example, like setting up your camera in the middle of Central Park and having people walk by when I have a mic and I'm all set up with this cool camera with a big old tripod and doing this. At first, this was really hard for me. It's still hard. Like, you get nervous and you get uncomfortable, but that's a good thing. So I actually seek that now, and I want you to seek that as well. So seek uncomfortable situations. The only way to get comfortable in all situations is to face really uncomfortable ones time and time again. Things that you don't want to do. That little voice in your head is telling you, no, don't do it. It's going to be embarrassing. Yada, 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 whatever other excuses that voice is going to come up with. But you need to have the willpower and the mental fortitude to push past that and do it. Even if it's like something for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, it got you 1% better that day at dealing with uncomfortable situations. You got mentally stronger. What's another example of putting yourself in uncomfortable situations? Well, one thing I really like to do is go places alone. So things like restaurants, going to the library, going to the park, going to the gym. Get used to doing things alone, because there's a natural uncomfortable feeling that you get from that. Most people, some of the introverts are gonna say, well, that's what I do all the time and I love it. But there's a feeling of doing something alone in a public place that gives you a sense of unease, right? When you start to maybe compare your life, you look around and you start to look at different, families or couples together or groups of friends and things like that, and you're alone. There's this little sneaky voice in the back of your head that says, oh, you're a loner, or oh, this is super uncomfortable, go leave, go hide away in your room, don't do this. Like all these feelings that just make you uneasy, like make your skin crawl. And I don't think that's just me. I've had plenty of people tell me the same thing. It's not always that you actually think those things. It's just a part of you that makes it seem not right to do things alone. So I recommend do things alone and get really good at it. Get really self-reliant and self-confident in doing things alone. And this helps your aura and your energy emit confidence. Like I've had so many people come up to me, even in a new city. Like I'm in New York right now, and this isn't my home, somewhere that I'm thinking about moving, but I do a lot of exploring here on my own. So checking out different neighborhoods, different shops, restaurants, areas, Central Park right now, and all this. And if you do it with confidence and you look like you own the place, like you own the room that you walk in, that you are happy to be there, that you're doing something that you are enjoying, there's going to be an energy that comes off you that is attractive to other people. And it's not always going to be the most like obvious attraction or like the most obvious reason why they come up to you. It's just an entire package deal of your body language, the way you keep your chest up, your posture, your smile, your confidence, the way you walk with a purpose, I think is a huge thing. So it all compounds together when you get really comfortable doing something alone. Like I've been in New York for a week and a half right now, and I've already been asked like where directions are to different places, like countless times, like a good 7 or 8 times, just because when I'm walking, I walk with a purpose. I walk with direction. I walk with confidence. I walk with my chin up. And not just here, anywhere I go, it tends to draw people towards you. You will notice this, I'm telling you. Just go practice this. Go to your local park or go somewhere that you just haven't been alone, a restaurant, eat alone, and go in smiling to people, being confident, don't look down, look people in the eyes, and just have this air around you that seems like, I know what I'm doing, I'm here, I'm comfortable alone. And you know what's funny about it is being comfortable alone will naturally attract people to you, which then isn't the purpose, because the purpose is to be comfortable alone, but it is a byproduct of this extra confidence you have and ability you have to just be alone, do what you want to do. Because remember, it's not about external. It's not about what people think or what other people want you to do or plans that people want to include you in. If you want to do something and someone else doesn't want to come with you, you go do it alone and just watch the great things that happen in your life. Next thing is body language, and at first you're absolutely going to be faking it till you make it. The other tips I gave you will help you over time improve your body language, because you'll naturally get more confidence when you go to the gym. You'll naturally get more confidence when you practice to be comfortable doing things alone, which then will affect your body language. So those things impact this, but some things to directly start kind of faking it till you make it and just improving your body language right away are going to be eye contact. This is something that like 95% of the population is so uncomfortable with, or just not experienced with, or they just try to avoid it. People can see eye contact as confrontational and like just strange, right? It's out of the norm. If you look around, just walk down the street and stare at people, if you lock eyes, they're going to look down right away. So it's going to be important for you to not be the one to look away. Get comfortable staring at people in the eyes, especially if they're staring at you first, because it's actually not confrontational. It is intimate. It's definitely intimate, and not like, hey, I love you intimate. It's a very close thing. It locks you into people's souls. Like, really, people say eyes are the door to the soul, and that's a true thing. You can tell a lot about someone by their eyes and by the way that they smile, and do they smile with their eyes and stuff like that. But you can tell by the way that they make eye contact with people. And this is going to be a really good thing for you, because you're going to immediately to the other person, they're going to have something in the back of their head that goes, man, this person makes really good eye contact. Like, he's very confident. It's making me a little uncomfortable. I want to be more like him. And there's a fine line to it, right? You don't just stare into people's soul and then like never look away and things like that. There's a balance to it. But I would say get comfortable, especially with strangers, as you're passing by, or you're walking in public, or you're speaking to someone like at a front desk or a barista or something like that. Practice holding the eye contact in those situations, because that is a situation where they're listening to you and communicating with you, and vice versa. So it is a perfectly acceptable situation to actively listen and actively hold eye contact. So definitely practice that. It shows a lot of confidence. So eye contact's really big for a confident aura and body language, just really emitting a powerful energy. But shoulders back, posture straight up as you walk is another massive one. Keeping your chin up, not slouching over, not like dropping your chin down and looking at the ground. Everything erect, posture straight, and focused on whatever it is you're doing. So a lot of the time people can just get lost in the world and all the external things, are lost in their phone. put that phone down, put your chin up, walk with a purpose, have your shoulders back, really good posture. I mean, not only is this just great for your spine health and your posture and good for your physical health, it makes your physique look much better when you sit and stand in a really good posture, but it's going to help with your confidence as well. It's going to help with your aura when you walk into a room. I can't count the amount of times that I've walked into a subway station or a Starbucks or a gym, and even if I'm not feeling that great that day, if you mentally make that change and go, stand up straight, walking confident, smile, make eye contact, and you do these things to improve your body language, eventually it's going to become a habit, right? And you're just going to do it so naturally without thinking. But when you watch how your day turns from, oh, I'm not feeling that great today, I'm not feeling confident and things like that, but I'm going to fake it, or I'm going to do these steps that I've showed you in this video, and I'm just going to follow them and get used to doing these things that are uncomfortable for me or not usual, it's going to change the way your day goes. You can walk into the gym feeling lack of confidence. You can put these things into practice, and by the time you leave the gym, maybe you had 3 positive interactions. Maybe, who knows, a girl gave you their number, or you just had a really good friendly interaction with someone. Maybe exchanged Instagrams, now you're good friends, or the front desk seems to be really receptive to you today, and things are just kind of turning around and feeling positive. The sun seems like it's shining brighter. People seem like they're smiling. People feel like they're happier towards you or more friendly. You'll start to notice these synchronicities and activities that change in your life just by implementing these habits. Another tip for you to enhance your aura is honestly just going to be active listening and active questions. So being more in a conversation with someone. Doesn't matter if this is a stranger, a friend, a family member, the barista at Starbucks. Be more engaged and kind of inquisitive in the conversation. Show that you're paying attention by listening to the last few words that they said. Listen to all the words, right? But when you hear the way that they ended the last sentence, asking a question based on that starts kind of a repartee, a back and forth that is the basis of all conversations, really. It's, oh, you said this, I'm showing interest by asking this. So diving deeper into whatever they're talking about. And what I've noticed when you do this, people lean in. And by lean in, I mean lean in physically, lean in emotionally, mentally, and energetically, which is the most important thing here with your aura, is people feeling your energy. So you're confident enough in who you are to not have to sit there and talk about yourself all day and talk about your accomplishments or talk about what you have going on or say, oh yeah, I did this X, Y, and Z. No, you're slowing down, you're making eye contact, you got a nice calm smile on your face, and you're letting them know, I just heard what you said, I'm interested, so please tell me more. The feeling of importance is something we all crave. So when you dive into a conversation with someone focused on them and making them feel important, or asking more about them, or asking them to share more information about themselves or about something that they've shared previously, it's just a great way to guide most conversations, because it's showing you don't need to talk about yourself, you're self-confident, and it's putting you in a position of power because you're asking the questions, you're guiding the conversation, and this person's like, wow, I don't know what it is, but I want to speak to this person. And 9 out of 10 times, you're going to leave that conversation with them thinking about you throughout the day. It doesn't matter in what way, it's just that that conversation stood out to them and the other minimal, pointless conversations that they've had throughout the day. Yours stood out, your personality, your aura, your energy is with them. You give bits and pieces of your energy to people, so it's really important to not expend that energy in a bad way and give it to the wrong people. So you do want to be careful with your energy and your aura and everything, but especially as a man, you leave an impact on rooms. Things that people think about later, tips that you gave, or maybe it was just an energy that you left. You left everybody feeling more positive about themselves, happier, maybe more self-confident. Maybe they feel more smart now, even after you left. And those are things they're going to think about and want more of. So it's important to remember that Your aura is something that you get to hold onto and is the energy field around you, but it doesn't just end there. You can negatively impact people or you can positively impact people in every single interaction you have in this world. Just like your habits will negatively impact your aura or positively impact your aura. Every single thing you do today is going to increase the human being you are and elevate you, or it's going to decrease you and hinder you and end up just like hurting you, making you worse. So I know this was a little bit of a rant, a different style video than I usually do. If you want more of this, where I'm just talking to you freely, giving you tips to help you elevate and get 1% better every day, hit that sub button, hit the bell so you get notifications every single time that a video goes live. And honestly, I just really appreciate the support of every single one of you. We all just want to get better, honestly, man, and I'm here to help you. So I'll see you in the next video.